Assalamualaikum and a very good day. My name is Ahmad Fajhai bin Zufazli from SMK Seri Muda PEA 2055. Today I'm doing a book review titled The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. You must be wondering why I chose this classic book for a book review. Well, the answer might not be as straightforward as you might think. Just like Mr. Holmes' adventures. For your information, recently I just completed an adventure of my own, but in the captivating world of video games. The game was named The Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. In the game, you play a Japanese defense attorney traveling to Britain to defend his clients. Yes, it also includes investigations and using deduction to solve cases. Can you see the similarities? This book was originally written by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, but it's been retold by Darwin de Castro. It's published by the Sunrise Publishers in New Delhi, India. Sherlock Holmes is a world-famous detective known for solving the most complicated crimes by using his own deductions for the police and others that have the resources to hire him privately. There are 6 cases in the book, but I have chosen the most interesting and the most unique one of them all. The case name, A Scandal of Bohemia. Now, why do I think this is the most interesting of all the cases exactly? This is because the Scandal of Bohemia case is where Sherlock Holmes met his worthy adversary in the form of Miss Irene Adler, an opera singer born in Liverpool in the year of 1858. Yes, the only time where Sherlock Holmes, the incredibly sharp-minded detective, actually fails at his objective. It is important to note that this story is narrated by Dr. Watson's Holmes' partner and assistant. Now, without further ado, let us dive straight into the 19th century with Sherlock Holmes and his trusted companion, Dr. Watson. The case involved King Bohemia and Irene Adler, an opera singer born in Liverpool in 1858. King of Bohemia and Irene Adler had a romantic relationship for quite some time in the past, but now the king wanted to marry a Norwegian princess, and Irene is not happy with this turn of events. She wanted to disrupt the marriage by exposing their relationship to the world. She plans to commit this by using a photograph of her and the King of Bohemia together. The photograph will create a huge scandal in both countries and it will hugely affect their diplomatic relationships. After listening to the king's story, Holmes started to make plans to track down the photograph that is in Irene Adler's possession. Holmes enlisted the help of his close friend and partner, Dr. Watson, for this plan. Using his skills as the master of disguise, Sherlock Holmes began to spy on Irene Adler at her home and her movements in and out of the house. At this point in the story, another character was introduced in the form of Mr. Godwin Norton, a lawyer by profession. It was discovered that Mr. Norton was Irene Adler's fiancé, and they were getting married the same day Holmes started spying on Mrs. Adler. There are funny moments in the narration here. While Holmes is in his disguise, he was pulled in by Mr. Norton to be a witness in his marriage to Mrs. Adler. With Irene being married, it is good news to the king, as this means that she is no longer in love with the king and won't be blackmailing him. However, as an insurance, Holmes still needs to retrieve the photograph in question. With Holmes' excellent ability in planning the perfect plan, he managed to enter Irene's house and find out exactly where the photo is secretly kept. However, unbeknown to him, Irene managed to discover Sherlock Holmes' identity. This is where the story gets more and more interesting. Irene knew that Sherlock Holmes and King of Bohemia will attempt to steal the photograph, so she decided to make her own plan. The day she was to leave the country with her new husband, Mr. Norton, she swapped the photograph of her and the King of Bohemia with a photo of only herself. In addition, she also included a letter addressed to specifically Sherlock Holmes. This is what I meant earlier, that Sherlock has met his match. When Sherlock Holmes and the king went to steal the photograph, they were shocked to find out that the photograph has been swapped with the addition of a letter. After reading the letter, the king was relieved and happy as his impending marriage will not be in jeopardy. However, Sherlock Holmes was dumbfounded. He had realized that he has been outwitted for the first time in his life by a lady in the name of Mrs. Adler, or now known as Madame Norton. As payment, Sherlock refused the wealth that King Bohemia promised him. Instead, he wanted the photograph of Mrs. Adler. The photograph reminded him of the woman that outplayed, outwitted, and outsmarted him. Now, I'm very mixed about this reveal. On one hand, it's good that the letter revealed that she won't be using the photo to blackmail the king, but she also took it. Not only she still doesn't trust the king, but it also just made the last act completely worthless. All of the effort and flawless planning were completely flushed down the drain. The way the story ended bothered me to no end. Thank you so much for watching my review. It is my hope that you enjoyed the review as I enjoyed reading this book. My name is Ahmad Faisrayan bin Zulfazli, wishing you a good day, good night, goodbye, and in case I did not see you again, good luck in your future adventures. Assalamu alaikum.